Finally, Damien moved his hand from my eyes, allowing me to see around once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. On top of what I assumed to be Malix's body was a dirty sheet that was quickly turning red from blood. I couldn't tell if it was his body, but it seemed lumped together like a pile of parts. Charming. You boys, you take me the best places. The boys had gathered around me, all of them, including Eric, looking like nothing had happened.
You know, to them this is probably just Tuesday.
What just? I tried to speak, but everything zipped around in my head at the whole event, and I felt like speaking wasn't possible.
Let's just get you home, miss.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to see here.
Home sounds great. Let's go. I could only nod. What had happened boggled my mind to the point of disbelief. I was second-guessing everything, lost in a sea of what and how and when. As we walked out the warehouse, I looked to Eric for some form of sign that I wasn't dreaming. Eric smiled softly at me before looking ahead, trying to look like nothing had happened. It was over. Malix was gone and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weighing down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
Yeah, finally.
So, pajama pillow fight time?
It was only fair, though, after all that happened. I looked to Eric, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave. Would I ask him to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. As if he knew what I wanted, Eric moved and stepped to me gently, moving a strand of hair from my face behind my ear. He stared into my eyes and spoke, gently stroking my cheek.
Princess, you've been such a wonderful help to us already.
I know, right?
But I'm afraid that I must ask more of you.
Really?
I've grown fond of being here and of serving you.
Aw.
Would you allow us to stay?
I mean, I do like the serving part, not gonna lie. My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boy stared at Eric wide-eyed, but didn't dare to speak out. Eric stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision.
Oh, you've already made your decision like 2 to 3 scenes ago.
If they left in the morning, I would never see them again, and my life could return to normal. If I did decide to let them go, that would have been the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They had done so much for me in a small amount of time. Yeah, I do like having servants that I don't have to pay.
You know what, boys? You should stay. You should just stay.
All I'm saying, I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. And I can use the skip button. Yay! I watched a very happy smile grow on Eric's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we'd be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about was that I would be with him. The others quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and Eric alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as Eric walked closer to me, gently wrapping his arms around my waist. I placed my hand onto his shoulders, leaning close.
Yet again, you spoil me. I'm very unworthy of you, Princess.
Oh, I think you're very worthy, but, yeah, you're keeping your tendrils to yourself, just saying.
Hush, Eric. I wanted you to stay. I stared up into his eyes, getting lost in them. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself lean to Eric's body. It invited me to stay a while, made me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
You mean you went all hentai? Yes, go on.
No, it's fine.
No, I want to talk about this.
It's fine. You did what you had to do. I understand.
Do you? Do you really?
I had accepted everything well in Eric's warmth. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further.
So tomorrow we're gonna talk about this again, yes?
Eric nodded before kissing my forehead sweetly.
Come, let's get you to bed.
Cool. Are you gonna, cuddle up with me too? Let's go sleep. Just saying. Be nice.
I nodded before Eric gently lifted me into his arms like a bride.
What is it with this game and bride? It seems to like that word a lot.
And carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaving my head against Eric's chest. But eventually I was slowly lowered to my bed and covered with my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes.
Oh, come on, Eric should totally help you undress. You'll be more comfortable.
But I was too tired to strip or care. I looked at Eric, finding a yawn from escaping me as he gently read.
But apparently real-old me cannot stop a yawn.
Gently ran a hand over my hair.
Have a good night, Princess.
You too, Prince.
I'll prepare breakfast for you in the morning.
Oh, cool. Such a good boyfriend.
I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I had made a good choice. I'm sure it would be hard.
That's what she said.
But I could tell that I would be able to manage it. Help around the house and being with a man whom I was slowly starting to fall for would be worth it. I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind.
And skip button, yay! Hi, Diana. Hi, boys. Yeah, I can't talk about what happened last night because it was weird. So I'm gonna avoid it. And we're gonna skip. You know what, bitch? Hell no. Get out of my house. I don't want you here. Go home.
I felt my heart flutter, especially when my eyes landed on Eric. He kept close to me, glaring daggers into Diana. I could feel that he was completely adamant in his choice to stay.
As he should be.
I don't know what, but I was incredibly happy to know he wanted to stay.
And we're gonna skip because Dad is not happy about the boys rallying to me. At all.
Eric walked over to me and gently caressed my cheek, looking at me with concern.
She won't harm you, Princess. I promise.
She better not. I mean, if we need to go and, make out right now so you're fully charged, let's go. Just saying.
I nodded, feeling that he was telling the truth, or at least a hopeful and comforting thought. Eric gently took my hand in his and kissed my knuckles, however, making me blush and forget what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I'm told Eric has that choice.
The sound of collective chuckles and playful snickers whispered through the air, making me blush even more. But as Eric cleared his throat, the laughter stopped. I looked up to see him glaring at his brothers with his lips on my hand.
Boys, don't be jealous.
He and I pulled away from each other just as the sound of Naomi's car appeared,
and the skip button returned. Yay! You know what? You have fun doing your lecture. I'm just gonna keep quiet and doodle in my notebook. But keep in mind, I am mentally chainsawing you this entire time, Diana. And we're back to skipping, and not a word, because I don't care. I'm not paying attention. I'm really not. And now she uses her powers on me to reveal a name.
Eric. Suddenly, Diana stopped in her tracks.
Eric? Who is...
Then it dawned on her.
Ah, one of the boys. Why don't you tell me which boy is Eric?
None of your business, bitch. I felt myself nod in compliance. The second.
Diana giggled in reply before letting go of my face and stepping back.
Really? The sly second? With you?
I'm as surprised as anyone. I mean, come on. He's cute. I'm cute. I mean, I should be the redhead and he should have black hair, but, you know.
I nodded once again, but this time it was partly my own decision to reply.
Diana let out a sound that mimicked a cat's purr before stepping away from me.
Alright then. Well, if it's the second son you're infatuated with, you should really rethink your romantic options.
Nah, he's the one I'm going with this playthrough. Plus, he is very pretty, just saying. Diana chuckled before kissing my nose. And I'm gonna use the skip button because she's making me uncomfortable. And I'm home with the boys, and they want to show
Princess,
me something.
please trust him.
Okay, sweetie. Show me what you're gonna show me. I looked to Eric, unsure of what was going on, but I nodded if this was the only way to learn. Then this was my chance to know. And we're back to the skip button. And the landlord, and he is not a nice man, and the brothers want to go away, so things were done. I passed out, because of course I did. After what seemed like hours, I finally woke up. Slightly refreshed. My body knew that if I slept any longer, I'd be up all night, which was not part of the plan for the day. I rubbed my eyes and sat up, letting the soft groan escape my lips. In response, something beside my bed shuffled, causing me to look over. I didn't know what I was expecting. Aw, sweetie! Yay! Beside me, sitting in a chair beside the bed, was Eric, rousing himself up to see me awake. I smiled at him, seeing his slightly ruffled hair and tired eyes.
Gabe, why do you keep putting me in bed? Making me real world sleepy. Stretching.
You're awake, Princess. That's a relief. How do you feel?
Yeah, I guess better. I mean, you're here, so clearly. Eric nodded before he gently reached over and placed his hand over mine, running his thumb over my knuckles and examining my face with soft sadness.
I must apologize, Princess.
No, you don't.
To see you be hunted by both demons and devils? I feel entirely responsible.
Well, I mean, kinda, but not really. This is not your fault. It's really not. Eric, it's not your fault.
No, forgive me, but I can't stand the thought of them hurting you.
Aww.
If we had never come, you'd never be in danger.
Yeah, but my life would be so boring. I quickly reached over and put my finger on his lips, stopping him from going any further. I didn't want to hear anymore. Eric, it's okay. I want to help you out. I offered to let you all stay. Nothing is your fault. I gently moved my hand and cupped Eric's cheek, staring at him with concern. I didn't want him to hold guilt in his mind about this whole ordeal. Diana was desperate, and she'd hunt anyone for them. It wasn't his fault. She was desperate enough to hunt them down. However, I was curious. So, Eric, you're a noble. Girl, he lives in a house. He lives in a palace. That should have been a giveaway. Eric chuckled before he stared at the hand he was caressing with a soft smile.
Yes, I'm a noble. My brothers and I are nobles. Well, I guess I should say were now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, tense is important in this situation. Also, I'm pretty sure Damien's not. You know, being the bastard of the set. Were?
James was the demon prince when we lived in the Abyssal Plains.
Yes.
The others and I were simply nobles living in the castle, simply because of our bloodline.
Yes, that's usually how family works. Go on.
Should James fail or die, we were the replacements.
Ah.
Well, we didn't want to live like that,
I
as
don't blame you.
simply replacements over our brother. So we all wanted to leave and be an actual family.
Aww. Well, that's a pretty valid reason for leaving. What was it like while you were there?
Well, to put it simply, it was boring. James was constantly being trained while the rest of us had to constantly entertain ourselves without disturbing him.
Oh.
I, however, was also being trained under the guidance of my mother.
Your mother, you say? Tell me more. Your mother?
Yes, she was a lovely woman. I never knew what she looked like.
Why? That made no sense, exactly. How could he not know what his own mother looked like? Eric, as if he read my mind, smiled and chuckled at the confusion on my face.
Our father had multiple wives.
Ah.
James, myself, Sam, and Matthew came from these very women.
Cool.
But tensions grew high when Damien was born outside our father's marriages.
You know, these things happen.
In order to quell the tension, our father had a powerful demon mage turn our mothers into simple,
What?
floating spirits.
No.
They lived, but they could not have physical form.
No. No. Your dad sounds like a tool. No offense. That's horrible.
It is, but which is better? A house where the sons of the Demon Lord could have their birth mothers, or watching these very women claw at each other's throats out of jealousy, leaving the sons with no true parental guidance?
Yeah. No, that's still kind of horrible.
Our father didn't have time for anyone but James, so the rest of us needed someone to make sure we didn't grow up to be incompetent.
Yeah, that's always important, I guess. Eric had a point. It was horrid, but it was a logical point. No, it's just horrid. I bit my lip and nodded in understanding. Eric gently brought his hand up to kiss my knuckles.
Would you like to see what I mean instead?
Yes? No, maybe. I stared, trying to understand what he meant. However, as the memory of when he showed me the demon palace replayed in my mind, I nodded and let my curiosity guide me. Eric smiled before simply holding out one hand to me and letting a small breath rush against his palm. Instantly, the flower Eric had given to me appeared in his hand, making him smirk and making me blush.
You kept it. Good.
Well, of course I did. You gave it to me. Although I probably should put it in water. Eric wrapped his finger gingerly around the stem, giving it the magic it had been given before and casting an aura-like mirror before me. I peered in to see the castle main hall once again. The memory of being in the hall, albeit by magic, sent a small shiver down my spine. I watched, however, as a small familiar demon walked arm in arm with a woman with cat ears and a tail down the walkway. Eric!
Tiffy, my sweet
Tiffy.
kitten, you truly astound me. Whatever shall I do with you?
Tiffy. Really?
Stop it! You're making me blush!
Nope.
But what if I want to make you blush? You're so much cuter when you blush, kitten.
Really, Eric? Really? I get where the man whore comment comes from now.
Stop!
Shut up. I felt my eye twitch in irritation. Why was Eric showing me this? Was he trying to spite me? No, but I don't think he realizes how badly you're taking it. I didn't want to see him flirt with demon girls. I already had some trouble with him flirting with me. No, you have no problems with him flirting with you.
You sly incubus, you. I'll get in trouble for sure if I'm caught with you.
Yeah, so maybe you should leave.
Then shouldn't we make the risk worthwhile?
Eric held the cat girl close to his body, looking about ready to kiss her. The girl, however, mewed and pulled away, giggling in almost cute embarrassment. Almost cute, but not cute, because she is not cute. I'm cute.
Such a bad incubus. So bad. I should go.
Yeah, you should. Bye-bye, Tiffy.
Ah, very well, you minx. Until we meet again.
Bye. The cat girl giggled before rushing out the main hall, but not before Eric lowered his hand underneath her tail as she turned and let it slide across his fingers as she ran off, making the cat girl jump in surprise. The girl playfully glared at Eric, who only pouted innocent lips in return, before she exited. So Eric got a little tail. But tis. I regret none of my jokes, folks. I really don't. Bye, kitty girl.
However, as the girl left the room, Eric's face went from flirtatious to almost ice-cold. Eric let out a sigh, gently rubbing his hands to rid them of the fur that had caught on them, and rolled his shoulders.
Well, Mother, was that enough to please you?
That's a weird relationship to have with your mom. I stared in shock at the personality change. What the heck happened to Eric? He was flirty, charming, and almost disgustingly complimentary. But the Eric I was seeing in the mirror wasn't him at all. Or, that's really how he is. Hello, Red Glue. A small red orb surrounded with a veil of purple mist entered the space, making my mind go blank. I approached Eric, glowing as it spoke.
Very well done, dear. Much better than I expected of you.
You have a weird relationship.
Thank you. You taught me well.
What kind of game am I playing again?
That I did. You must never forget, however, to always listen to your women.
Cool.
Serving them is your #1 priority.
True.
Should they be uncomfortable, you must step back and be as submissive as possible.
All easier to manipulate you, my dear.
Yes, Mother.
Also, your relationship is weird.
Good. Now, continue to woo that cat girl. Once she gives you her energy, then you can toss her back out. You don't need any pets hanging around when you find another girl.
Exactly. Also, wow, you're a bad mom.
As you wish, Mother.
Bad mom. I stared in utter shock. The orb vanished, but Eric remained in the hall, letting out a sigh. He had a look of displeasure on his face. He looked tired as well, but something seemed off. He looked like he had a lot in his mind, but his closed mouth wouldn't let him speak them. He was submissive to his guidance. I turned away from the mirror to look at Eric beside me, who had a look of both sadness and guilt. It was like a puppy admitting to chewing your favorite shoe, or a child stealing a cookie from the cookie jar. 'Cause, living, breathing, sentient cat girl is the same thing as a cookie. Bad analogy, all I'm saying. Eric stopped the magic, willing the mirror out of existence and letting it fade away in the air, before he looked at me.
She taught me well. At
Too
least
well.
what she could teach me anyway. That visage became habit, and now it's a natural persona to me. She taught me to always serve and make the women I met happy.
Cool.
She always said that was the true incubus way.
Well, it is a way. I'll give you that. The true incubus way?
It makes sense, no? If I can please and serve any women I meet, then I can surely convince them to fully give their energy to me.
Yeah, true. But it does feel very disingenuous. I began to see the mask Eric was wearing. He wasn't putting on airs because he was overly complimentary. He was complimentary in order to gain trust and respect. That is smart and devious. I think the word you're looking for is devious.
It is.
Thank you.
However, I know what you're thinking, Princess.
Do you?
I don't blame you for thinking what you are thinking of right now.
Hey, Damien is the mind reader, not you. Then what am I thinking right now?
Who am I exactly? If I am truly not as flirtatious as I act, then what do I act like, and will you be the next victim? I can assure you, Princess, that I am no danger to you.
But I want you to be a danger to me. How can I be so sure?
Because, Princess, I don't deserve your trust or energy.
And yet, I give you both willingly. I stared, my mind going blank. What did he mean? Eric lifted my hand again and gently caressed it, staring down at it.
You've done so much for me and my brothers.
I try.
Sheltering us, letting us continue to live
For
here.
now.
It may not seem like much,
Oh, it
but to a
seems like a
family of
lot.
brothers without anywhere to go, it means everything.
Aww.
I can't soil your gifts to us by taking anything from you.
Aww.
You've become so important and precious to us. To me.
Really?
To take anything from you like that would be beyond unforgivable.
What if I want to give it to you? I watched in speechless silence as Eric lifted my hand higher and simply laid his lips against it. I could feel his frown and felt his shame burning into itself in my skin. It was a pitiful sight and almost made my eyes water.
I could never do that to you.
Good. Very good. Eric lowered my hand and lowered his head ashamed. I couldn't help but feel my heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. He didn't want to hurt me. He truly cared. Eric let out a small sigh before looking to me, his face now clear of the flirtatious mask he bore for so long. He had a genuine, caring, and loving smile bared for me. This was the man inside of Incubus who cared for me and wanted me to be revealed.
Now, Princess, you must get some more rest.
I'm
You aren't fully
trying.
recovered, and dinner is a good scent to wake up to.
Well, one of many good scents, let's be honest. Eric smiled and gently pressed me back down onto the bed. No, and let's just get in for a quick kiss. I couldn't let him leave without doing something. I quickly pulled Eric down to me, lifted my hand, and gently kissed him, softly laying my hand on his cheek to keep his face close. Eric stared in deep surprise before hesitatingly kissing me back, caressing my cheek and slightly melting at the touch of our lips. A soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face at the simple gesture. He let out a satisfied before nuzzling my forehead.
Sleep.
Well, there's more than one kind of sleep. Just saying. And with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me to rest as per his request. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress.